Ciao Fabri, welcome back in our podcast.
Ciao guys.
It's the last hours of the winter transfer window, so let's start talking about that. And also, in your opinion, which was the most underrated transfer so far that we had?
Look, I think it's going to be the next one, because I think there is not so much media attention on Jeremy Jacquet, this 19-year-old defender from Rennes. But get ready, because I think this bomb is ready to explode very soon. So stay tuned. Maybe while you watch this podcast already sharing something more. But what I can tell you today here on Men in Blazers is that there is a big battle ongoing between Premier League clubs. At the moment, Bayern, despite their calls in the recent weeks, looks unlikely. The player is keen on Premier League. And now Chelsea, after the big attempts they made to sign the player immediately in the January transfer window, Chelsea understand that Rennes only want to sell the player in the summer, and so Chelsea are in the mix and remain in the mix, talking to the agents and talking to the club. But there is also Liverpool. Liverpool are also absolutely involved in the race, talking to the agents and talking to the club. So let's see what's going to happen there. Let's see if some other club is going to join the race. But Chelsea and Liverpool are really keen on Jeremy Jacquet. And I know maybe many people don't know this player, but this player is really special. This is a top centre-back. I think at the end it's going to be a deal worth more than 65 million euros, a record sale for Rennes. And so get ready for this one.
Liverpool that are also in talks with other players, and there are many rumors also about Liverpool. They also try to sign a player from Feyenoord, right? Or no?
Look, on this story, on Givairo Reid, there have been many links, many stories, because obviously Liverpool, with the injury of Jeremy Frimpong and Conor Bradley, they are searching for a right back on the market, but there are not so many options available. They had a conversation with Inter on Denzel Dumfries, but he's also injured for a short time. Then, on Givairo Reid, I can tell you that he's a player Liverpool have been scouting, but Liverpool never sent a bid in this January window because the player will be out, from what I heard, for around 2 months with an injury. And so this is why Liverpool didn't proceed. For the summer, my understanding is that there are 2 clubs in more advanced talks rather than Liverpool at this stage for Givairo Reid. One is Bayern, because Bayern are really pushing for Givairo Reid, seen as ideal candidate at right back. And then also Manchester City are following the player. So I think Liverpool is an unlikely destination, but there is still plenty of time.
Going back to Chelsea, are they also considering to sign another centre-back in the next days or no?
They recalled Anselmino from Borussia Dortmund, but with Anselmino there is a conversation ongoing. There was a meeting on Friday with his agent, so there are conversations to understand what's the best step, whether it's about keeping the player at the club or loaning him somewhere else. So Chelsea are assessing all the options with Anselmino. Meanwhile, Chelsea are also considering to recall Mamadou Sarr, defender from the Senegal national team, champion of Africa, and also doing an excellent job at Strasbourg. Chelsea are assessing all the options internally. I think the return of Mamadou Sarr is a concrete possibility, especially because Rennes don't want to sell Jacquet in this January window. Eventually, they sell Jacquet now for the summer.
So on Friday it was announced that Leon Goretzka will leave Bayern Munich at the end of the season. It was a big story, of course, of the week. Do you think that a club like Manchester United can be behind this story for June?
Yeah, there are many questions on this, because many people think that maybe Manchester United already have a deal agreed or a deal discussed with Leon Goretzka and his agents for a summer move. What I understand is, no, there is nothing advanced with Manchester United, nothing really concrete. What I can tell you is that Manchester United will be really busy with midfielders in the summer. That's for sure. I think they might sign 2. 1 for sure, maybe 2 based on opportunities. But Man United will be really busy with midfielders. And they want to sign important midfielders. Maybe it's not superstar name. He's a young, very talented player. But Man United will really want to go lean for midfielders. So I think it's going to be a busy summer at Old Trafford, especially in that position. But Leon Goretzka will be ready to consider all these options. Something in Spain, because Atletico Madrid wanted him now, and let's see if they return for the summer. Something in Italy for sure. There are also more clubs in Premier League. So I think Goretzka will have plenty of opportunities, waiting for a few weeks and months to assess all the options. It's not going to be decided now, and so he will leave Bayern on a free, and it's going to be a big opportunity.
Also mentioning on Manchester United, there were some rumors, stories, I don't know what you think about that, on Cole Palmer. So what's your position on this point?
Look, maximum respect for who's reporting that, and I'm not here to deny the connection that Cole Palmer as a kid had with Manchester United. These kind of stories are always part of the story of every player, every manager, or whoever is involved in the industry. But the realities of today is that there is absolutely nothing concrete into it. So there are no talks, no conversations, no negotiations. I'm used to talk about things when there is something actually happening. happening or something in terms of likely things to happen. But at this stage, there is absolutely nothing. And also I can tell you what Liam Rosignol is saying in public, I think is very clear. Is Chelsea manager saying the player is very happy. It's not true that the player is unsettled. He's a crucial player for our project. So the message coming from Chelsea, from the manager and people at the club, even in the highest position of the club, is very clear. Cole Palmer is a crucial part of the project, and that's it. Full stop. So I think even eventually, if one day Chelsea decide to part ways with Cole Palmer, or Cole Palmer decides to leave Chelsea, I mean, one day, maybe in 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know. In that case, it's going to be for big, crazy money, not for normal money. So I think we're talking absolutely not something that is not concrete at all.
There is also a lot of movement around Karim Benzema. What's going on? Because that was also one of the craziest stories of the last days.
Yes, the Karim Benzema story is a crazy one, because basically what happened is that Al-Ittihad, the club where he's playing in Saudi, offered him a new contract. The current deal expires in June 2026, and after months of Karim Benzema waiting for a proposal from Al-Ittihad to understand whether he's going to sign a new deal or try a new chapter in his career, well, when they presented this new contract proposal a few days ago, it was basically for €0 in terms of salary and only money coming from image rights. Karim Benzema was really disappointed. Even more, he was really offended, unhappy with the situation. And so basically what happened is that Karim Benzema asked to be out of the squad for Sergio Conceição on the last game, and I think he's going to do the same for the next game. So the situation is really, really tense between Benzema and Al-Ittihad. Now, let's see. Al-Ittihad will have time to try fix the situation, to try find a solution with Karim Benzema. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can improve the proposal, or at least propose an actual salary apart from the image rights, or if Karim Benzema will leave the club as a free agent at the end of the season. He has plenty of options in Europe, also plenty of options in MLS. This could be a possibility. And so I think the Benzema story is going to be an interesting one to follow.
Talking about Saudi, was Ruben Neves ever close to leave the club and join Manchester United this window?
No, in the sense that this story was around just because there was a meeting between Jorge Mendes, who is one of the most powerful agents in the world, representing many players, and Manchester United. So there were conversations about several players. Jorge Mendes represents many players. He's about young talents, he's about experienced players. So there were conversations about opportunities for January. Imagine that Ruben Amorim was still there. Obviously some Portuguese connection, and so Jorge Mendes tried to understand if Man United could be interested in Ruben Neves, but that's it. From Man United, never any proposal, any talks, or any negotiation. And now Ruben Neves is on the verge of signing a new 3-year contract at Al-Ittihad. The agreement, from what I understand, is very close. Al-Ittihad are optimistic to make it happen. It's a busy couple of days for Al-Ittihad on the market, because they will sign Meite from Rennes, the striker, imagine, 18 years old, joining Al-Ittihad for €30 million plus 3 in add-ons. So investing on young talents, investing on the future of the club, even beating Premier League clubs on this kind of signings. And then after this window, they will focus on new contracts. And with Ruben Neves, we are really at the final stage.
Also, there are rumors about a potential move to Bruno Fernandes to Real Madrid. I know there are always a lot of rumors about the Portuguese player. What do you think about these rumors and these stories?
The story around Bruno Fernandes offering himself to Real Madrid is completely fake. Bruno didn't offer himself to Real Madrid. Let me say, Bruno Fernandes doesn't need to offer himself to anyone. So Bruno has many clubs interested in him, and not only now, even in the past, he had the possibility to go to Saudi, to top European clubs. Basically, I can't say wherever he wanted, but almost. So Bruno is one of the best players in the world, and obviously he's not going to offer himself to anyone, not just to Real Madrid. He's also valid for other clubs. So Bruno at the moment is very happy at Man United, focused on Man United. Then from Saudi, they wanted him last summer, and I'm sure they're going to be back, because it's been 3 years that they wanted Bruno in the Saudi Pro League. Then let's see what Bruno decides, but forget about Bruno offering himself to Real Madrid. I don't know where this story is coming from, but I can tell you that it's 100% fake news.
Last one for today. I know we have some more hours before the end of the transfer window, but we are also looking at the future. So what's next in the coming month?
Yeah, I want to give you a name because, look, we are going to be here, of course, on Men in Blazers, also in the next months to keep you updated with all the news. It's going to be a huge couple of months ahead of the World Cup with many big names, many big stories. But I'm sure one of the names we will hear a lot here on the podcast is going to be Bernardo Silva. Because I have a feeling that Bernardo Silva at the end is probably going to leave Manchester City in the summer. He has plenty of opportunities in Europe, in Saudi, in MLS, wherever he wants, basically. So I'm really curious to see what happens, because Bernardo has plenty of chances. And then when you are out of contract and this sort of player, Bernardo Silva is still, okay, experienced, but not that old. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of clubs ready, and so get ready for Bernardo Silva stories.
Thank you for that. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Ciao, guys.